And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the spaceship. This is the early stream special for this week. And you can be watching from anywhere around the country or the world. And I really appreciate it. And shout out to Bubbles, the cat that is talking right here with me. He's having a good time. And, all right. And also, I will be talking about my experience with the snow and some of the things, and also the things I talked about last night. And it was a good stream last night. All right, and here we are. I am here, and welcome everybody. I am glad to have everybody on board as we're about to do this, and I will be playing a game for briefly for a little bit, and while we wait for people to come, and and also it's a part of the stream, and then I will go into the other things that I talk about as well. All right, so an update. The snow is kind of subsiding. There's some of it left, but it's subsiding, and also I will now go and activate the game. Here we go. All right. All right. So, game is launching. Last night we exposed Timu, and that was fun. I enjoyed that. We had Sarah and Marie here. And so basically, I was telling Marie in another stream that I would teach her the ways and things about Timu as a joke. It was part of the joke I was saying, and I literally did it. I literally went and told her about Timu, more about it, because it's part of the jokes that I say. And all right, so here we go. This is the game I will be doing for a little bit while we have the different guests come, and or people could watch it as a replay. It's no big deal, however it works out. All right, so let us begin. All right. All right, so basically, this is the game we have here going on. And all right, so basically there was this, starting off with today, is that with the trials, there are some trials today. They had more on the Koberger hearing, and it didn't last as long as the day before. They seemed to have it resolved, and that is really a comedy show, because a lot of times the trials will be a comedy show in itself. And I think that basically people, in the chat are very funny, and we have a pretty cool time with each other. So basically, Brian Koberger's attorney, hello Stranded, good to see you. I'm glad that you're able to come and join us. As I'm talking about my snow experience, and I am briefly talking about today with the trials. Welcome, Stranded. I'm glad you're here. Hello, Marie. Welcome. I'm glad to see you here as well. Shout out to you. Yeah, and I was just talking about you, Marie, that we talked about the Timu history, and we exposed Timu yesterday. It was although it was a choppy towards the end when you came in, well, it still got the word across, and also Sarah was very nice to have in chat as well. All right, so okay, so I'm glad Sarah was able to come because she had some stuff going on this week. I know, it's like hell has frozen over. Marie is here early. Hell is frozen over. All right, so basically the Brian Koberger trial was going on, and we were talking about that. We were seeing that, and the lawyer's very cringe, and she says things that like it's clear that he did something, and the judge is not buying it, and he's just like he looks like very bored and kind of triggered. And today, the trial that we were mostly seeing, or I saw mostly because the other one I saw it, but it ended. And you know, I was basically so it's another rapper trial, but this rapper is not loved like Thug. This guy is cringe, and all the most loyal YSL supporters, including myself, like they're all saying that this guy's garbage. He has a name, but I just can't really. It was a code name. I don't really comprehend it. I have to go back and comprehend it. The guy's attorney was comedic. I mean, he was like the orange man from the Fantastic Four. He thought he was Steven Seagal. He was a Timu lawyer. I mean, that guy was hilarious. It was crazy. So that was an interesting trial day, and we're roasting the people, the stupid people in the stream that were the attorneys. So it was a good stream. So now I want to talk about the snow. All right, so rechat, bro. Come talk to me when you hit -12. and I'm gonna get to you on that one, Stranded. I got a comeback for that. And Marie said, I hope Sarah will be on a lot more often. The end is nigh. I'm on time. All right. Timu lawyer. Yeah. And also, so basically, oh, yeah. Oh, this is what I said earlier. I said he's a Timu lawyer, and he got his tan from eBay. All right, so anyway, basically the snow that occurred, the night before I heard some ice rain, but I didn't really see anything, and it was kind of like early in the morning. I'm just thinking to myself, you know, I knew snow was going to come, but I'm like, there's nothing there. And I woke up and I saw this white glare. Timu ninjas do need lawyers too. Scared. Absolutely. And so basically what happened was I woke up and I saw piles and piles of snow, and the whole yard was white. The whole yard was white. and the very intelligent captain that I am, I was looking my charger. I looked and it wasn't where I put it, and I felt like I was on the verge of the end of the world. And I was looking around. I'm like, it's not in the room. And my prayers were answered. I looked in the front room where I left it by the microwave. So that was good. So I charged the phone to get ready for the stream. And I know, Stranded, you were not present at the stream. It's just I chose to do it when I did it because of various circumstances. It was, because of what was going to happen. It was better to get it done early. And basically, so I was doing this. I was talking to the different people, and people were like, Peach was telling me it was a historical event, and everybody was freaking out. And I was telling everybody about the snow. Hello, Liberty. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, Liberty, I'm talking about the snow, and I'm talking about more detail about the snow, and I'm talking about the situation that occurred with. I was watching a trial, and they had this lawyer, and I was saying that his tan was from eBay, and he's a lawyer from Timu. And he was pointing, he had like this pool stick thing, and he was pointing at the board, and he was poking it too hard, and they're telling him to stop poking at the board too hard. He was like, well, the defendant wasn't out here that night. He was over here instead. That's how that guy talks. All right, so anyway, so when I was looking at the snow, I was like, I took the little short, and I put it out there, and I got myself the phone, everything ready. and I went out there, and it was basically a snowstorm. Now, Stranded is laughing right now because I'm saying that a couple of drops of snow is a snowstorm when she's probably been through a blizzard where it's like over her house. And so, because Liberty, there's this trial going on about another rapper, but he's not beloved like Young Thug was. This guy's a real crook, and his lawyer's a crook too. It was hilarious. And basically, okay. And Shannon said, I tried to make the chat last night, but had stuff going on, busy today. Okay, understood. Understood. Thank you for trying to make it. Yeah, more than once. Yeah. Because, like, up there up north, it'll snow so much, like, your entire door is covered completely with snow. It's, like, buried up with snow. And also, what happened was, with this, basically, it was really, it was the highest that ever happened in the city. And I have some theories about this. So basically, I'll tell you all what the narrative is, the mainstream narrative is. It's, I'd say, quite a fact in a certain perspective, but I want to also emphasize some other points that I have. Is that it snows every 10 years here, usually. Or 10 or more years it'll snow. Now, I've noticed every single year it'll get very cold, and I will see patches of snow on the ground. I've seen that before. And so basically what's going on here is that the conditions have to be right with the ground and the atmosphere, and there has to be a low for it to snow here. But, and why does it snow here? Because people will tell me I could grow an avocado tree because it's, so I am growing an avocado tree, but its entire life has to be in a pot. Because it'll die if it go, or get deleted unalived if it stays outside in the cold. Because I'm in the same spectrum as Stranded is up there, but I'm on the lesser end of the spectrum, on the very bottom, on the very opposite end of the spectrum of the cold weather blizzard range. I'm calling it that, but that's, I'll just say the tundra range, because I would say parts of Mexico, in Brazil, Colombia, and South America, parts of Florida, would not be in the spectrum, but there's exceptions to the rule. But it gets very cold here. But it's rare for the conditions to be right to have a snow blizzard. I mean, a snowstorm. And it last happened in 2008. But this time it snowed more than ever before, because it was 10 inches, and this time it went over 10 inches. But the average amount, like I was measuring, so I learned from Ryan Hall, y'all. 0. Good to see you, buddy. And I'm talking about similar things I talked to you about last night, but there's people that weren't here that I was like, you know the drill. I'm just giving just another disclaimer. And welcome, 0. A very good help yesterday with the game. So basically, the conditions have to be right. But I've seen patches of snow. Like in 2013, there is patches of snow. I took a picture of it. Yeah, shout out to 0 in the Wrench Club. Yes. And basically, what happened was, because I remember it snowing all the time. Like, not all the time, but it would snow in 2004. All right, 0. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so basically with the snow, in 2004 it snowed when I was a little kid and on Christmas Day. And as I said, and over by the gate it got 20 inches. This is nothing to Stranded. Okay? Nothing to Stranded. And I mean, imagine like a snow for a whole week, or parts of a month, or a couple of weeks. How the snow would pile up. And I enjoyed it, it was the be. Although I want to say that the streams that I have done is like being in the jungle. Like the so I've done streams where I'm like in a jungle, my yard. This time, oh hello, True Crime Lullabies. Welcome. I'm glad that you're here with us. I hope that y'all had a good time. Welcome. Shout out to all of you for being here. All right. So I'm talking about the behind the scenes experience. So I've done like these streams of me in the yard, and it's like a jungle. And this time it was a winter survival situation. And it was just I love all the plants I grew in that yard. As True Crime saw it, it was just, very breathtaking to see. And I'm glad that I put the plants there I did. And, I felt like before, certainly, it was like my mom was saying, Mary Toodles was saying, like Edward Scissorhands, and I was thinking also like the Reverend, that one where he was lost in the woods of the snow. And as I said, I grew the pirate beard at the right time because it fits in, I think, with the snow. It was perfect timing. It was like just at the right time I grew it out. So yeah, it was interesting to walk through. I love walking through snow. The thing is like after you make a pathway in snow, that pathway gets very slippery. And I walk in the snow and I step on something and my body twists a certain way. And I'm kind of like, ah. And Stranded was saying that I'm saying an understatement. You're welcome, True Crime. And Stranded said, a few days or weeks, we've been getting snow since November. We'll thaw out around May. Yes, you see? As I said, I got a small, tiny taste. Yeah. Shout out to Stranded for that. She suggested that to be done. And I did it. And I thought it was the good season to do that. And basically, I don't know. It's like in this so far, now anything's possible. And I don't know if there's going to be some climate shift that's going to cause us to have more strange weather. And maybe one day in New Orleans it'll do that. And I'll have the full experience. But I certainly will go to these different parts of the country where it snows more frequently and see how it is. But as I said, here, I got a small little taste of what Stranded goes through. Oh yeah, because the warm weather, understood. And Stranded, she likes the warm weather also. She really enjoys it. But because where she is, it's always snowing. And okay, Stranded. So basically, everybody in the city was having acting like they're 5 years old, and they're skiing. Everybody was taking pictures. Everybody was happy with it. But guess what? All the interstates, everything was closed, and people were panic buying stuff. And basically, I have become accustomed to hot weather, but usually I don't like the hot weather. I like cooler weather usually. But I got used to hot weather because of being down here. And being in a house with no electricity during a hot, humid hurricane is not really fun, in my opinion. And as I said, congratulations. Congratulations, Zero, on level 40. Congratulations. And I like the snow. I like the cool weather. But I don't mind the different seasons. But as I said, this weather I do fine in. But my hands get very cold. My hands get very cold. But as I said, I've gotten used to the heat, but I like it being cooler. Yeah, it's you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of this cat, and this cat was like it was an older cat, and the younger cat he liked being playful, and she wasn't into playing around, and it reminds me of Stranded because she doesn't like to uh like at her age to be in the snow and play around because I'm like acting like a 5 year old. And Mary Toodles was in it, like doing some stuff with the cats quite a bit. And she said it was annoying, and also being concerned about the cats outside, which it's a concerning thing. But cat Pootsy and the cats and the possums and raccoons, everybody's okay. True Crime says I love water hiking, kayaking, fishing, anything summer related and outdoors. As long as I've got water, I'm good. Oh yeah, I like the now where I am. It's very very humid, so it's not as an. It's a little bit different. So when I like hiking, I like the rivers and stuff. I like summer activities as well. I think that's good to have. And basically, I think that it's good to do that to have those activities. And I like this. I like the summer, and but my spring is a lot of people's summers because my summers are really really hot. Yes, amen. I will. Yeah, hopefully you get to enjoy the snow with the grandbabies. Absolutely, I hope so. Oh, okay, okay, understood. Yeah, Stranded very tough. Stranded's like the Russians. She like lives in like Russia. She doesn't live in Russia, but it's like Russia, like a stereotype of Russia. So basically, she's tough working. She says y'all got a little dusting and close the road. Around here, it's got to be over your head, and the boss be like, "You're still coming to work, right?" Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. Because that's a tough way to live. That's although we have heat in us, and and it's tough in another sense, but all that snow you have to go through, it's like you're buried in sand. Like I was like being in sand. That's what it was an equivalent of. And then a day after the snow started getting harder, so I was able to make stuff out of it. And yeah, Stranded, y'all are some tough people to go through that all the time. And like I could imagine like the type of edgy snowman I would make. And with all that snow that you have, Stranded, I would make something nice and big. And True Crime says we closed schools Monday and Tuesday because it was 15 degrees. Oh, oh, yeah. And down here, it was. It gets colder down here than some places because of the humidity. Shout out to the game being buggy. That little frozen water, no problem. Da da. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're doing there. The Russian talking. I like that. The little frozen water. is not the problem. Duh. Shout out to the Russians. Yes, the ship keeps glitching. We make the bear's pets the good bear dog. Nice. Yeah, shout out to Russian Stranded. And also, so basically, with the regarding the snowman, when it was first snowing, it was a lot like sand, and I was trying to like put it together, but it just kept on being a sandman. So I made like a little pile, and it made like a pyramid with the other snow falling. So people were requesting the alien pirate, and aliens are kind of short. So I decided to create just leave it as it is and put the different stuff on it. And I made the alien pirate snowman. I made the little tiny micro the marshmallow snowman. Whoa. I made that snowman, and I recently made the biggest snowman, and it's a girthy, tall, cone shape pirate snowman. Ah, better than Ivan Stranded. Yeah, better than Ivan Stranded. Yeah. Yeah, Ivan's cringe. Yeah. I think the female version of that would be Ivanka Stranded. Ivanka Stranded. Yeah, and basically, so those are the three snowmen I made, and I took a hit zero. I did. I didn't turn quick enough. All right, and basically, what happened was, so I enjoyed making the snowmen that I made, and I made a snow angel. So the snow angel was very nice, and I liked falling around the snow. And during my live stream, there is some music in the background because people are celebrating the snow, so they put some music in the background and they're celebrating. So I had to be on mute, but I saw everybody. I saw everybody's comments, and I was trying to say a thumbs up and an okay sign to try to tell the chat that I was reading what they were saying. And I was also writing messages in the snow. And I remember chat thought that I got attacked by a snow yeti. It may have been Woody the yeti, but I fought it off and I got away from it and defeated the yeti that came through. And as I said, and there's parts of the yard where it was nearly up to my knee cap. And it was of the forest and all of that, and the palm tree. It was very nice. Peach was watching, and she really enjoyed it. She really liked it a lot. And so did all the other people. And it was nice seeing Dwayne there. He, because he's up in Detroit, similar type of weather what Stranded has. And they built a snowman. And it's a 5-foot snowman, and it's still standing. And I'm glad that Dwayne and his grandsons and his son built that. And I was glad to watch it with all of you that watched the replay and those that watched it live. I'm so thankful for all of y'all, and I'm glad I had that experience with y'all. And it's nice for us to get snow. I mean, Louisiana has tropical weather, and it's like a jungle, but could also be a winter tundra. I mean, isn't that crazy? Isn't that something? Being in the spectrum where you're like a tropical zone, but also in a tundra zone at the same time. You know, that's very fascinating. Like California, like the Southern California doesn't really snow there. And hello, Lynn. Very good to see you. I'm glad to see you, crew member. Glad that you're here with us. And the Yeti is nothing. They got Bigfoot up there. Yeah. Yeah, Stranded. You know, it's like it is like a mouse and y'all have like a bear equivalent of that. Yeah, the state up north gets hit harder than Stranded State. Yeah, so basically, now one thing that was an issue for me is that my hands would get very cold. And Alexa Rose in the chat were telling me I need to put gloves on, but the genius captain you have was had a problem with trying to get that done because I misplaced the gloves because I didn't really need them. Now my hands, I was keeping them warm, but I wasn't having gloves like I should have had. So my hands got cold a little bit. I mean, quite a lot, and but still, it was a fun experience, and I was able. I want to get gloves for that, and Kathy Smith was telling me about how socks are good to wear as mittens, and I used that to build the nice cone shaped tall snowman, the girthy snowman out there, the captain, the pirate snowman that's out there. Now the hat, I brought it back because I didn't want it to get messed up by the winds and stuff. Hello, Jacob. Good to see you, dude. We're gonna have to turn around the other side to get this. All right. All right. So basically, what happened was, Marie said something. So Marie says, "I thought wool gloves and handling a cell phone will go together." That is true. That is true. You see, what you have to do is you have to. There's a certain type of gloves that you could wear, and the gloves are very. They have a part where your fingers are, your thumb and your index finger, and basically you can be able to type on the phone with it. So there's a certain type of gloves for that. All right, now we'll turn around and deal with this problem. All right, so basically we have the situation where when it snowed, it was very, very eerily quiet. That is something that occurred. It was like at night. It was like dead silent. Quiet as nighttime. It was like quiet as space, really. So basically, when I did that, I was very, was just taking in the nature. I really liked the snow. I always liked winter weather, and I always liked the type of Nordic countries and like the snowy stuff. So I always had an enthusiasm with snow and the colder climates. And basically, what happened was I thought I heard some chimes in the distance, the snow muff sound. But it wasn't chimes. It was the chimes that I was hearing. All right, Zero, we'll go dock. All right. Ravens Cove. This time we have a fleet with us. Whoa. We ran right into them. Okay, so yeah, the earmuff sound. And Lynn says you can get waterproof gloves with little rubber patching thing on the fingers you can use for a phone, and Amazon has them. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you. Okay. Looking for looking for Ravens Cove. Where is it? Okay, it's like kind of like that way. Okay. So yeah, because it was sounded like space. It was very quiet, and so I said I enjoyed the snow a lot. I'm glad it snowed. I enjoyed it, and I liked to hear the different snow sounds, and I enjoyed being I always liked the snow and always liked the like winter type scenery and the winter countries and stuff. So it was nice to experience that again. And basically in 2013 there's like tiny patches of snow. 2008 and 2004 it snowed, but basically snowing like it did here, has not happened in over like since the 1800s. So I have a theory that the Earth may go through different cycles and patterns. Some people may think it's global warming or climate change and stuff. Now I'm not saying if that is that true or not. I don't know for certain, but basically, let's see. Okay, thank you, Zero. So I think that basically maybe the Earth goes through different cycles where certain weather is more common. Finally, old school millennial is here. Finally. Did I hear about the snow in northern Florida? I have you heard of the snow in where I am? It snowed where I am. And yes, I'm aware of the snow in northern Florida. It it snowed where I am before it snowed in northern Florida. And as I said, I woke up in the morning and it was piles of the snow everywhere. And I did a live stream about my experience in the snow because everybody assumes I'm in Florida. A lot of people assume I'm in Florida, but it's like an exception. It's just I live in Louisiana in NOLA. It's an exception. Like maybe it would be unlikely for me to be here for some reason, but I am. I'm like a little pocket of Florida, or like what Florida would be like. All right. Now there is this incident when I was in the yard at night, and I thought I heard a faint chime from the chimes. And I thought it was just something with me out there, but nah, there was a tiny thin wind, a slight wind that was happening in that part of the yard, but not in my area. So it's very fascinating how it works. Very fascinating. I'm glad you caught alive, old school millennial. I'm glad you did too. And yeah, so I said I enjoy walking in the snow, but it gets kind of slippery when you make a pathway. It gets a little bit slippery. And Zero gave me some good tips on walking in the snow, and he wanted to know what type of snow it was, but it was sandy snow. It was sandy snow. And they got three of them. They got three of these things. We got that square right there. Except the sound of wind, it seems intensify. The sound of wind and makes you feel like you're in the middle of the Arctic. Yes, I got that. I felt like I was in the middle of the Arctic during my live stream. I felt I was in some sort of winter apocalypse. And yeah, and a lot of people weren't able to drive in the snow. And people kept on getting in accidents. And as I said, it was very fascinating, quite fascinating. What game is this? This is The Legend of the Pirates of the Caribbean Online. Game of Thrones, winter is coming. All right. And seeing the icicles and stuff was very cool and fascinating as well. And the eerie night was nice. Let's see. And during the daytime, it was nice seeing the white snow on the ground. That was very cool. And Zero, we're still going to attack the ships. I'm just going out a little bit further. Genesis 8:22. While the earth remains seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and the day and night shall not cease. Why I don't believe the climate change to destroy earth. Understood. Amen. Old school millennial. Understood. All right, Lynn. Good night to you. Thank you for chilling with us so late. Who's my favorite character? That's a good question. Now, I am going to answer that. Okay, so I like Elizabeth Swann's character because, like, she had to, the stuff that she had to go through, and she was tough, and it's not like a political thing, and she was, and it's like, you know, it's truly emphasized. Now we're going to be in a situation Zero. Let's see if we get out of it. And my ship is stuck. Okay, we're going to sink probably. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. That should have sunk us. Wow. That's great. We did not sink. Holy mackerel. Yeah, so I like Elizabeth Swann's character. She had to help lead the pirates to victory. I like that. And I think that Will Turner is a good companion of Jack Sparrow. I think he did good, Will Turner, Captain Jack Sparrow. And I'll have to say that with the Davy Jones is underrated because he went through a very bad tragedy, and basically he, which was turned into the monster by the sea goddess Calypso, and there's tributes to him and stuff. And I think that he is very good. I mean, a very good villain. So I think Davy Jones is an amazing villain. and how he cared too much and he became heartless, and he was dipped into the sea. All right, Zero, we'll dock. All right, that's what I want to do too. All right, we'll be docking. I just got to outrun these ships. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're right on my tail. All right, looks like we might have to have a death match here, but I'm going to get us. Okay, I'm going right to Raven's Cove. Oh, right to Tortuga. That's where we have to go. Uh-oh. Okay. Everybody bear with me. We're going to get out of this. The CGI for Davy Jones was really good even years later. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that the CGI for Davy Jones was amazing. Absolutely was. Definitely. All right, now we're going to catapult. We're going to catapult. Directly. Scared. I like she likes Captain Hector Barbosa. He appears in every film of the POC franchise. I liked Will. I'm so on Elizabeth. Okay. Oh yeah, Hector was very good. That guy was funny. Hector Barbosa, and I liked his entrance in the other movie, and everybody was like surprised. That was true surprise. Everybody was actually surprised to see him. You know, yeah, Barbosa isn't really like a bad guy, but he he was like a good guy, but also like a villain. He's like a friend to me. Yeah, he would be one of my top favorite characters also. Hello, E-Frog. E-Fog, good to see you. And people who don't have experience driving in snow don't know what to do and completely freak out if they slide a little and overcompensate and end up causing accidents. You're right, old school millennial. All right. All right, Zero. Understood. Hello, Danny. All right. And also, Zero, I might be doing some stuff, another part of the stream. So I don't know if I'm going to go join you on your ship, but I'll do it maybe on the next one. All right. But, all right, so basically, I. Okay, so old school millennial says, so we'll just call her millennial. So millennial says, what inspired your YouTube channel name? I usually avoid YouTube, alien YouTube content. All right, so basically, a long time ago, which I've told this story before, is that basically I I went and my friend and I would talk about aliens, and we believed that aliens were bad. Like there's something evil, and they need to be exposed, and they're against God. So, or they're whatever people think of aliens, they seem like they just like to experiment on us. And basically, what happened was he was very vocal about it and talking to different people at school about it, and also about the Planet 10, also about that one too. And basically, and people kind of thought he was kind of nuts for it, but then I continued it and I expanded on his stuff and researched it because I was always interested in aliens because I'm just interested in aliens, and also my friend was into it, and I've learned some different theories about them that's been interesting to talk about. I'm not saying all aliens are bad that exist, but a lot of the aliens I think that we see have to do with fallen angels or the Watchers specifically, or whatever they are. Some of these aliens are not too nice what they do with humans, and I would not trust them. I'm not saying all aliens are bad, but so basically, like you had gods and goddesses that appeared, and now they may be appearing as these aliens from space, or it's the same thing. Like you have these depictions of these aliens from all the way in the past, and then they came back and materialized in our time period as well, that they're still being seen today. And another thing to think about is Jesus said that there would be monsters that would come from the sky. And he's talking about the aliens. And also there's these unpure frog spirits that John talked about. And the frogs look kind of like the gray aliens. And Aleister Crowley was a Satanist. And, he was an occultist. And recently, with these... Now, I'm going to join Zero on his ship and repair it if he needs any kind of repairs. I don't want to just leave him hanging, because I'm still in the game. I'm going to go over there and see if he needs any help with anything. Alright. I'll repair your ship. I'll repair your ship, Zero. I'll do it. Or, yeah, I'll repair it for you. Or maybe... Oh, yeah. I'll go over here and do it. Alright. Because he's kind of doing this by himself. Alright. So... Okay. Yeah, so basically what happened was there were these... so Aleister Crowley summoned an alien, and the alien... I mean, he summoned a demon, and the demon looks like a gray alien. So I think as I said, not all the aliens are bad that appear. There could be other beings God created on other planets. But I think that these aliens that are in existence are, a lot of the things they're seeing are things from the fallen. And Millennial says, oh my goodness, that is what I believe 100% about the aliens, fallen beings. And also, she saw a documentary just recently about how Pluto was declared a mini planet because they discovered two others close about the same size. It was interesting. And then they thought that the planet they thought was a moon. Yeah, there's dispute about if it's really a planet or not. And Marie, and Pluto is always going to be a planet. And she said, Puck Degrassi. Right. Alright, so basically, I think with the... Now, so Planet 10, there's this big thing. People are talking about Planet 10 doesn't exist. And it's not real. But now, astronomers and some parts of NASA are saying that the thing is probably real. Anunnaki the One confirmed to me that there was some sort of thing that was there. There was what you would call that planet's probably there. So these objects beyond Neptune, they were seeing this object beyond Neptune. And what they were seeing was all these smaller planets and objects outside of Neptune were following this other bigger planet that they can't see right now, or they see it and they're not telling us anything. Because a lot of things with conspiracy theories, I'm not saying all of them are true, a lot of them are false, but they'll say that the conspiracy theory isn't true, then they confirm it later. Like with the aliens, that there's something going on. You know, that things like that are happening. So I think it's, you know, like Planet 10, it may eclipse with our planet at some point in the future and cause weather patterns to Earth to be kind of strange, maybe like what's happening now. Like with the, you know, could it be possible that that planet may influence our weather? I think that may be possible. And it's already pulling other planets around. So those are some things that I point out. And also what I do in the channel is I invite people to talk about their own theories. Some people have completely different theories about aliens. And, you know, Stranded talks about her theories about the aliens. And all the theories are welcome. And even if there's a conspiracy theory I don't believe in, I didn't like how these theories that were true were taken seriously. So I think it's good that people, even if a theory is completely false, it's good to at least discuss it and examine it. Just like with the court stuff I watch. If you really believe something's true, there's no need to hide it. If it's disproven, it's easy to disprove. You don't have to cover up anything. We don't talk about Pluto. Well, Marie, the thing about that planet is that it probably is too far away to influence our weather, but we don't really know where it is exactly. It could be influencing it because you have to understand it's like a domino effect. If it influences one planet, it can influence all these other ones, kind of like a domino effect. And we don't really know how close or how far it is or what influence it could have from a distance. But it is theorized in theory that it's accepted that it would cause the Earth to have some different weather patterns. But, you know, it's up for debate and discussion about it. All right, so Millennial, this is what happens. So with the streams in the beginning, while people come through, I play a game in the beginning. And then what happens is I talk about other topics towards the end. Or not the end, but I will play the game and then I'll do other things at the same time. So what I'm doing is I'm talking to y'all while I play the game, so you're experiencing the stream. But I also do other stuff as well. Like, so I play the game in the beginning, and then I get into the other stuff. Because if I do it right away and there's no one here in the early part in the beginning, people are going to miss it. So that's why I do that. But I'm about to get off the game and get into the different, the same stuff I'm talking about, but with articles and pictures and stuff. Yeah. So I'm about to do it now. And Zero, just a heads up, I'm about to log off for another part of the stream. And I don't know, just with the brain fog, I got us safely to shore, but some brain fog may have been getting to me. But earlier, but I still got us through. And yesterday, I don't know, like sometimes the circumstances don't end up right. But yeah, so shout out to you, Zero. And also, Zero is a subscriber, and he's also in the game with me right now. So I started playing the game a little bit more frequently, and sometimes it was suggested to just do gaming streams, because there's people that like the gaming streams as well. And basically, with the gaming streams, you know, people like them and people like both. So I'm about to, after I do this pump, I'm about to go off. And I don't really know how the planet would influence our planet exactly. Okay. All right. Now, so heads up, Zero. I'm about to go off, and good luck in the game. Thank you. You're okay. You're welcome, Zero. And I see that you did an upgraded. You upgraded the sloop twice. I need to do some upgrades with my own ships, and I gotta do that myself. But thank you for doing the game with me, and you're welcome for helping you. All right. Now what I'm about to do is going to get the other page up. All right, so basically we'll show you this. So basically, this is kind of like one of the parts where it's kind of like you see the chat window, and you'll see, the stuff going on. And then what I'll have here is right here. We got shout out to the spaceship cats. Shout out to the spaceship cats. And also, Stranded said, "It's my channel. I should do what I want with it," and that is exactly true. With the channel, I do as I want with it. It's just that I do a variety of different things. And thank you, Stranded, for making that clear to everybody. Because, that it's my channel. I do as I would like to do with it. And basically, outside, Danny, the snow is still there. The snow is still there. But it's dry. It is melting away. Yeah, spaceship cats. And also, Eugene said, "Alien spaceship, do you think anything will happen during the Super Bowl? New Orleans seems to be focused on various activities. We will have to see what happens. I think something may happen, but I really don't know. I want to be, optimistic that everything goes according to plan." But I think that the authorities and the security in the city is going to be very tight. And we'll see how it all goes. All right. So we'll look at the snow. All right. All right. True crime. See you later. Thank you for coming. All right, so this is just some, pictures of snow. It's pretty cool. And I really enjoyed the stream that I was doing. And yeah, I'm glad that so, with old so millennial, I did a stream about me in the snow. Yes, millennial, I told you I said that a moment ago that I was in I'm in Louisiana, and I got like you're asking if I knew about the snow in Florida, but it's like I got the snow first here before it went to Florida. And I did a live stream that you could check out of me in the snow, and also I made some shorts about it and posts about it. So, yeah, I experienced the snow. And so what happened was I woke up in the morning and I saw the snow out and I knew it was coming, but yeah, it was piles of it, and I felt like I was in like a survival movie. It was very, and the snow was like sand, and I like walking through it. It was pretty cool. Hello, Rebel. Good to see you. And shot the Rebel, and I liked it. And as I said, at night it was pretty eerie, but it was cool, and it was nice walking through it and enjoying it. Rebel said, "How are we doing?" Rebel, I am doing fine. We are doing, I'm doing well, and I'm enjoying the stream. I'm enjoying doing the stream. And yeah, Rebel, you may have not understood. It's so basically, I the new schedule is that on Friday I do an early stream and maybe an after party stream way later at night. But I do a late night stream on Thursday and an early stream on Fridays because there's too many people that like couldn't see the late stream, so I want to make sure there's another group of people that can see it. Yeah, and like up there, where Stranded is, it's much colder, and you'll make a trail in the snow, and the ice will just feel it'll get icy and it's kind of slippery. And sometimes I'll walk in the snow and there'll be something there, and I'll kind of awkwardly nearly fall over, but everything's like in slow motion. And I enjoy in the stream. So basically, Ryan Hall, y'all, was talking about how to measure the snow. So you take like a yardstick or the Ryan Hall yardstick that they have, and you can measure three spots like in a triangle formation, and you average the numbers out that you get. So that is basically, my story about it. And I built a there was a snowman I was trying to build, but it was just not really the conditions weren't right to build a snowman. It was just too sandy. So people wanted an alien pirate snowman, so I built the alien pirate snowman, and then I built the tiny snowman, and I built the gigantic, girthy, cone-shaped looking tall snowman. Shout out to Dwayne. Hello, DH, which I know who you are. Good to see you, sir. Thank you. We'll have a good live, and I hope that you have a good dinner with your wife. All right. And also, Marie, I'm not talking about politics. Just letting you know. If people are talking about politics, it's not what I'm talking about. But understood, Marie. All right. So basically, I am, so that was the experience, with the snow. And I really, it happens very rare, and it snowed more here than the 1800s. And basically, I like the snow and I like the cooler weather, and I like winter themed stuff and stuff like that. So I always like the winter, and although it's people like the heat, sometimes I feel it gets a little bit too hot here, and I like it cooler. All right, and but down here it's good to grow stuff, and I got used to the heat as I got older. And I'll tell you all this is that my garden survived. The garden survived. And all the grass survived because the snow acted as an insulation. Yeah, old school millennial. It sounds like a lose-lose situation. All right, Marie, see you later. Well, Millennial, it's been since I haven't been to Florida since 2005. And basically in 2000, so I don't really remember what it was like in Florida, but it's very, very humid where I am. And it's not fun. Like, I would like Stranded to one day see what it's like here and see if she still wants to live in the hot climate, because it's like, it's not fun. The humidity's not fun. But maybe she'd like it. It's like, you know, I'm not saying where she is like, it's like the opposite version of what I am in another bad way. Well, America just has extreme weather either way. Stranded said, just watch the temp go from 18 to 16 in real time. Yeah, it's very cold where she is. And she probably would like to warm up down here. And I'm checking the weather where I am. Right now, it's 43 degrees. And it's going to drop into the 30s tonight. All right. And now what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about Rebel. We've talked about this before. I'm going to talk about the Abyssal-Fish again. Also, for the people that were not there at that stream. Well, old millennial, where I am, it's 98% humidity. And it gets into the hundreds. Yeah, America's a big place, and y'all are a little island. I know, right? Stranded said it gets humid in summer here, but not like what you get. Yeah, yeah, understood. Oh, when I was up in Kentucky, it was lovely weather in the summer. It's like I didn't. The weather was just so nice. You know, it was. You know, it was hot, but it was nothing like here. It was very nice. I couldn't complain. And and even farther up north would probably, I would think, be even nicer. 0 said it's 21 for him tonight. All right, DH, understood. Millennial, I do that myself. I do that myself. All right, so I'm gonna look up that. We're talking about the goldfish. All right, look at this goldfish. Hilarious. All right, so now we're gonna be reading about the goldfish. Millennials said it's 50 Fahrenheit here, bearable while bundled up indoors watching this stream. Well, thank you, Millennial. I'm glad you're here with us. The goldfish is a freshwater fish in the family of Cyprinidae, of order of the Cypriniformis. Happy early birthday, Dwayne. Yeah, Rebel. I can imagine. It's quite chilly where you are. Yeah. But I want to make it clear. I got used to hot weather, and I do like the summer. And I do like the heat to some extent, and being outside and all. And it's easier to move around to some extent. And I like grilling things. So I'll make that clear. But also, I always like the winter too. Popular aquarium fish. Goldfish. Hey, goldfish released into the wild have become invasive pests in parts of North America and Australia. Well, happy early birthday, Millennial. Next month is my birthday. On the nearly a month from now, on the 25th of February, I'll be 27. So it's almost my birthday next month. Yay! So shout out to Dwayne. Happy birthday to you. And I hope that you have a great time. The angelfish. We'll look that one up. But yeah, the angelfish. I had a goldfish when I was little. I had the goldfish when I was little, and there was a goldfish that it was. There was a fish and it was blue and red. It looked kind of like the American colors, and I remember I told my girlfriend, this was back in 2002 and 2003. Yes, I had a girlfriend in kindergarten. That's when I started having girlfriends in kindergarten. I remember I told her about how I have the fish, that looks like America, and she thought it was so cool. Happy belated birthday to you, Rebel. And happy early birthday to Eugene. Oh, okay, Millennial. Hilarious. Oh, thank you, Dwayne. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. when I was when I was in kindergarten, that's when I started. And also, I remember in the other school I went to, she was in kindergarten and I was in first grade, and I kissed her, and I got in trouble and got sent to the principal's office. All right, so Millennial. The topics tonight, you can look in the description, and I explained it, and also it's in the title. So basically, what happened was, I'm talking about the Abyssal-Fish and some stuff about pirates and things like that. We're talking about, and also it was also about my snow experience as well. All right. First crush was Cody in kindergarten. Haircut like Moe in Three Stooges. Pretty eyes. Chased him for a kiss under the slide during recess. It's all right, Millennial. It's okay. Sometimes it doesn't always show up. Like if you're especially on a phone, it may not completely. Or it's okay. You're just interested in the stream. It's all good. And yeah, that's very cool. And I had a couple of girlfriends through my time of growing up. And in high school, I didn't really focus on that too much. There was not really anyone I wanted to date until the final senior year. I went with a girl that was my girlfriend for a couple of years. And then around the time of of ABL and Smoke and Scan is when it ended. Around that time period in 2020. It ended in 2021. Yeah. Kindergarten girlfriend became a cop. Ooh, spicy. All right. So goldfish released in the wild have become an invasive pest in parts of North America and Australia. Yeah, help an alien out and hit the like button. Yes. Native to China, the goldfish is a relatively small member of the carp family, which also included the Prussian carp and the Crucian carp. It was first selectively bred for the color of the imperial china. More than 1,000 years ago, when several distinct breeds were developed, goldfish breeds vary greatly in size, body shape, and fin configuration and coloration. Various combinations of the white and yellow, orange, and red and brown and black are known. Thank you all that hit the like button. I appreciate it. All right, and DH says, I'm almost 65. I married my junior high sweetheart. We're divorced now, and the girlfriend is Sharon. Okay, so correction to my other statement. The dinner with your girlfriend, I hope, goes well. As a correction from what I said before. And various species of carp collectively and various species of carp collectively known as Asian carp have been regarded as food fish thousands of years in East Asia. Some of these normally gray or silver species have tendency to produce red, orange, yellow color mutations. This was the first recorded imperial China during the Jin dynasty, 266 to 420. During the Tang dynasty, AD 618 to 907, it was popular to raise carp in ornamental ponds. Okay. Thank you, DH. Thank you. I appreciate it. And you're welcome. Also, the ponds and water gardens, a natural genetic mutation produced gold, actually yellowish orange, rather than silver coloration. People began to selectively breed the gold variety instead of the silver variety, keeping them in the ponds or other bodies of water on special occasion at which guests were expected. They would be moved to a much smaller container for display. Hello, Liberty. Glad that you're back. And Liberty, we're talking about a variety of different things in the chat and here. I'm reviewing goldfish and the origins of goldfish. I'm back now. I'm back, everybody. Okay. I hope that maybe what happened was I told them like an hour ago or 2 hours ago about that, and it looks like they must have done it in the middle of a stream. I don't know if that's what happened, but, I don't know what it was, but I'm back. But sometimes I have the internet reset before I do a stream, and maybe they did it right in the middle of a stream rather than when I told them to do it earlier. But I don't know. I don't know what happened. That's not. I don't think that really happened. I think they did it earlier, but as I said, I am back now, everybody, and we'll continue about talking about the goldfish and stuff, and also Liberty. Basically, I'm talking about this goldfish, the history about the goldfish and some of the abyssal fish, and the chat is talking about some other things as well with the dating and stuff. But I really don't know what happened exactly. No, it was my internet. It wasn't anything with YouTube. All right. All right. By the Song Dynasty in AD 860 and 1279, the selective domestic breeding of Gulf firmly established. In 1162, the Empress of the Song Dynasty ordered the construction of a pond to collect the red gold variety. By this time, outside the imperial family, they were forbidden to keep the goldfish of the gold yellow variety, gold being the imperial color of China. That is true. That is true. During the Ming Dynasty, 1368 1644, goldfish also began to be raised indoors, which permitted selection for mutations that would be able to survive in ponds. This first occurred of the tailed goldfish was recorded in the Ming Dynasty in 1603. Goldfish were introduced to Japan. In 1611, goldfish were introduced to Portugal, and from there to other parts of Europe. During the 1620s, goldfish were highly regarded in southern Europe because of their metallic scales and symbolized good luck and fortune. It became a tradition for the married men to give their wives a goldfish of on their first anniversary as a symbol for the previous years to come. This tradition quickly died as goldfish became more available, losing their status. Goldfish were first introduced to North America around 1850 and quickly became popular in the United States. You see right here, this is a feral goldfish. Taxonomy. There has been considerable debate about the taxonomy of goldfish. Previously, the goldfish was believed to be either a subspecies of the Crucian carp or of the Prussian carp. However, modern genetic sequencing has suggested otherwise, and that modern goldfish are domesticated varieties of the C. aereteus that are native to southern China. C. aereteus. Yes, thank you, Stranded, for telling me that. And I did know that the chat was on the big screen. Thank you for telling me that, Stranded. And I knew the chat was on the big screen, but I must have was going to show you all something and forgot. Because sometimes when I have to do is I have to close this window, and I have to do this all over again, and bring the window back, so it could be displayed on the screen. Thank you, Stranded. Okay. All right, because I was just testing it out to see how it would go. Okay. All right, so this is the goldfish right here, a feral one. All right, so there we go. There has been a considerable debate about the taxonomy of goldfish. Previously, the goldfish was believed to be either a subspecies of the Crucian carp. Yeah, you were just making sure I was awake. There you go. Yeah. There has been a considerable debate about the taxonomy of the goldfish. Previously, the goldfish was believed to be either a subspecies of the Crucian carp or of the Prussian carp. However, modern genetic sequencing has suggested otherwise, and that modern goldfish are a domesticated variety of C. auratius that are native to southern China. Auratius differentiated from the Carcia species by several characteristics, have a more pointed snout, while the snout is well rounded, often has a grayish greenish color, while the Crucian carp are always golden bronze. Juvenile Crucian carp have a black spot on the base of the tail, which disappears with age. In the C. Artius, this tail spot is never present. C. Artius have fewer than 31 scales along the latter line, while Crucian carp has 33 scales or more. Goldfish can hybridize with some other Carcia species of carp, koi, and common carp may also interbreed with goldfish to produce sterile hybrids. Sterile hybrids. All right, these are some of the pictures of it. Wild goldfish typically grow between 4.7 inches and 8.7 inches, but can reach 16 inches. The size of pet goldfish depends upon its breed. As of April 2008, the largest goldfish in the world was believed by the BBC to measure 19 inches in the Netherlands. At the time, the goldfish named the Goldeye, kept as pets in the tank in Folkestone, England, was measured as 15 inches and over 2 pounds. The name and named as second largest in the world behind the Netherlands. Netherlands fish. The secretary of the Federation of the British Aquatic Societies stated of goldie's size, "I would think that there are probably a few bigger goldfish that people don't think of as record holders, perhaps in the ornamental lakes." In July 2010, the goldfish measured 16 inches and 5 pounds and was caught in the pond at the Poole, England. To have abandoned their outgrowing tank on November 16, 2020, a 15-inch goldfish weighing 9 pounds was found in 16 acres in Lake Greenville, South Carolina, while conducting a population survey of Oak Grove Lake. This is an aquarium from the 1850s. That is so cool looking. It looks such elegant Victorian furniture. All right, vision. As a domestic fish, thus an easily accessible model organism, goldfish have one of the most studied senses of vision in fishes. Goldfish have 4 kinds of cone cells, which are respectively sensitive to different colors: red, green, blue, and ultraviolet. The ability to distinguish between 4 different primary colors classified them as cheratromats. All right, that's another fish, and that's another fish. A herring. Goldfish have one of the most studied senses of herring fish in fish. They have two otoliths permitting the detection of sound, particle motion, and Webrian ossicles, connecting the swim bladder of the otithys, facilitating the detection of sound pressure. All right, Danny, have a good night. Thank you for staying up with us for a little while. Reproduction. Goldfish can only grow to sexual maturity with enough water and the right nutrition. Most goldfish breed in captivity, particularly in pond settings. Breeding usually happens after a significant temperature change, often in spring. Males chase gravid female goldfish. Females carry eggs and promote them to release their eggs by bumping and nudging them. Goldfish, like all cryptonids, are egg layers. Their eggs are adhesive and attach aquatic vegetation, typically dense plants such as cambobob, cam, no, cabomba, or a swamping mop. The eggs hatch within 48 hours to 72 hours. That's another. That's one, and that's another. Those are its eggs. Within a week or so, the fry begins to assume its final shape, although a year may pass before they develop a mature goldfish color. Until then, they are metallic brown like wild ancestors. In their first weeks of life, the fry grow quickly and adapt, born of the high risk of getting devoured by adult goldfish in their environment. Some highly selective bred goldfish can no longer breed naturally due to their altered shape. The artificial breeding method called hand stripping can assist in the breeding, but can harm the fish if not done correctly. In captivity, adults may eat young that they encounter. Goldfish are able to survive short periods of entirely anoxic conditions. Survival is shorter under the higher temperatures, suggesting that this is a cold weather adaptation. Researchers speculate that this is specifically an adaptation to the survival in frozen water bodies over winter. Energy is obtained from liver glycogen. This process depends upon the pyruvate decarboxylase, the first known in vertebrates. Salinity. Although they are freshwater fish, the goldfish have been found in brackish water with a salinity of 17. Goldfish are gregarious, displaying schooling behavior as well as displaying the same types of feeding behaviors. Goldfish have learned behaviors both as groups and as individuals that stem from native carp behavior. They are generalist species with a varied feeding, breeding, and predator avoidance behaviors that contribute to their success. As fish, they can be described as friendly towards each other. Very rarely does a goldfish harm another fish, nor does the males harm the females during breeding. The only real threat to goldfish presents is competing for food. Commons, comets, and other faster varieties can easily eat all the food during the feeding before the varieties can reach in this that lead to stunted growth, possibly starvation of fancier varieties when they kept in a pond with their single-tailed brethren, as results can show should be taken to combine only breeds with similar body types and swim characteristics. Cognitive abilities. Goldfish have strong associative learning abilities as well as social learning skills. In addition, their visuals actually allow them to distinguish between individual humans. Owners may notice that fish react favorably to them swimming in the front of the glass, swimming rapidly around the tanks, and going to the surface, mouthing for food, while hiding when other people approach the tank. Over time, goldfish learn to associate their owners and other humans with food, often beginning begging for food whenever their owners approach. Goldfish that have consistent visual contact with humans also stop considering them to be a threat after being kept in the tank for several weeks. Sometimes months, it becomes possible to feed goldfish by hand without it shying away. Goldfish have a memory span of at least 3 months and can distinguish between different shapes and colors and sounds. By using positive reinforcement, goldfish can be trained to recognize and react to light signals of different colors, of perform tricks. Fish respond to certain colors most evidently in relation to feeding. First, learn to anticipate feedings provided they occur at or around the same time every day. All right. As with many other examples of animals, selective breeding of goldfish over centuries has produced several color variations, some of them far removed from the golden color of the original fish. There are also different body shapes and fin and eye configurations. Some extreme versions of the goldfish live only in aquariums. They are much less hardy than varieties closer to the wild original. However, some variations are hardier, such as Subkin. Currently, there are about 300 breeds recognized in China. The vast majority of golden breeds today originate from China, and these are some of the varieties. And that's so fascinating to me, at least. And they bred them to look orange and red the way they look because of the colors of Imperial China. That's very nice. I like that. All right. And I've seen this is the one that I had before. I had that one before. All right. So I'll look at the abyssal fish now. All right. Hello, Alan and the Crypt Keeper. Just in time for the scary fish. keel the Delta smelt. Hello, the Crypt Keeper and Alan. Glad to see y'all here. All right, so look at this. These are the Crypt Keeper type fish. You see, it has, razor sharp needle teeth. And its eyes are like white marbles. You don't fear the fish. Okay. Brave one. And Abyssal-Fish looks admissible. Alright. So, you like the koi eye. Oh yeah, the koi eye are very, very nice. I remember when I went to this, at the summer camp, the JCC, they had this place where you can see the fish. And basically, the fish in the water, the koi eye, were so beautiful. I like them too. Poor fish are fugly. I do not know about that, but I'll see to make sure. I did not see that movie. But yes, it kind of looks like, from the Luca movie, it's similar to the Abyssal-Fish, but it's not necessarily the Abyssal-Fish. It was more in Finding Nemo. But it kind of is and it isn't. Alright, so look at this, everybody. So we got these Abyssal-Fish right here. And it's like so creepy the way they look. It's like, look at this thing. So it's like, basically, you have the anglier fish right here. Scared. And its mouth is just open and it's just shocked in awe. It's shocked. With its needle teeth. And it doesn't even realize what it looks like. Oh, we'll look that up, Stranded. I'll look it up in a moment. Yeah, and basically, yeah, that's these vampire fish. Oh, look at this one. Whoa. Exactly, Alan. I don't go into the oceans because we know less about what's in our oceans and what's in space. Oh, we'll look at that up. Yeah, so look at these crazy things. And you got these, and also they're transparent. Like, for instance, I'm white, and like my skin and my wrist, like you could see my veins, the color of my veins, because I'm transparent. And and like that's the thing with the white skin, it makes you transparent. But you see, these abyssal fish are transparent, and they're also in like a dark, cold environment. And yeah, you could see right through them. Shout out to the alligator. Shout out to the alligator. Like, these are the true aliens. These are the OG aliens on Earth. Because everybody wants to look in space, which I believe in aliens, obviously. But looking down into the abyss, we really have aliens under the sea. We need to look at what's in our oceans. The telescope fish look cool. All right. And yeah, so these are some abyssal fish. And look, you can just see right through the dude. Literally, you could see right through all of his lies. Yeah, that's the alien fish. And now I'm going to look up fish requests for chat real quick. And we'll go right back to the abyssal fish completely. And let's look up the alligator frozen. Let's see if that's really a thing. Let's see. Frozen. Now look at this. This is an alligator in frozen water. Right here. This is from a little while back, but we have some alligators that are frozen. Just kind of an example of that, that they go into the icy water. And I want to see about, I'm just curious about if alligators can handle the water. Well, it might be a strange sight. This is completely normal behavior for alligators. To survive the icy winters, alligators go into a state similar to hibernation called brumnation. Since reptiles rely on external heat sources to regulate their temperature, brumnation allows them to survive cold environments. Thank you, Liberty, for letting me know about that. But this is an example of what she's talking about, probably. Yeah, the ones in Florida are saying how they've been taken to an alternate reality. I know, right? And thank you for letting me know about that, of Liberty. And let's see. Yeah, that's stick their nose up. Like that. Alligators might freeze, but they are very cold blooded, so they can survive it. And haha, you're transparent. You can actually see my veins on my wrist. They look greenish. I have medium brown skin. Oh, okay, millennial. Okay. Yeah, because the lighter skin, you can see it. It's transparent. Yeah, gators are living dinosaurs. Look at bro chillin'. That's like a meme. Yeah, we'll look up what turtles do. Only a few species of can survive being completely frozen. So many dive below the frost line of your pond, where the temperatures remain relatively consistent. They might occasionally swim to the surface for food or oxygen, but they generally stick to the water until spring. So that's to answer your question, Liberty. I think the bears hibernate in winter too. All right, and now we'll look up the alligator gar. All right, this is the alligator gar. Scared. Scared. Roaches. Oh, I got you on that one. I got a whole encyclopedia on roaches. Scared. He's like, why do I exist? All right, roaches go into hibernation. I think. Let's see. In winter, when temperatures drop to a certain degree, many cockroaches enter a hibernation like state of dormancy called diapause. In inactive state, their metallic rate slows and growth stops. Right, that wouldn't be fun to catch the alligator gar on your line. Yeah, I agree. And by the way, we're going to go down a rabbit hole of roaches for a second. All right, so look at this. See, this roach is blue because there's all kinds of different species of roaches, but in America we got the type of roach that's a pest, and they came from Africa during the slave trade. They're native to Africa. I made a theory that they came from Africa, and I was right because it's like it seems like a tropical bug, and like Africa, like the Lion King. You have all those different bugs and stuff, and you had those different creatures and things like that. So yeah, and no one in Europe talked about it. No one, the indigenous people of America didn't talk about it. So yeah, they came during the slave trade. But we got a certain type of cockroach. It's 1% of their population, and it's the ones we have here is like a pest type that are bad. But there's the most of them are not bad, but just 1% that we got are bad. Yeah, I don't like them either. But we have these different roaches that are, you know, interesting looking. You see, like that one. You see, it doesn't look creepy as the other ones look, because there's different types of species, and there is the ladybug one. Yeah, the big brown ones. The big brown ones are the pest. It's a bad kind. But we got the bad kind. We got the pest. I have seen white ones, and I've seen some different variations when I've dug underground when a a pet passes away and you have to bury it. But basically, I've noticed some different variations of predominantly the brown ones. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll Google that in a second. And also, you see, this is a cockroach. It's a ladybug roach. Looks just like a ladybug. See, that one doesn't look as weird as the brown ones. Yeah. So, as I said, but we got the bad kind. Yeah, they are pretty. Absolutely. Yeah, the Texas ones, that looks like the ones we have here. A little bit bigger. But, they're about that size here, too. Scared. Yeah, these are the pest. You know, and they came during the slave trade. There's another one. It's a blue one. This is a green one. They have all kinds of different variations. And finally, the ladybug again. All right. You see that one? That one's very nice. All right. Whoa. Yeah, that's I saw that one earlier. Yeah, this is the telescope fish. Whoa. Well, yeah, you see, Alan, the cockroach is not related. It's not a ladybug, but the beetles and the roaches are kind of similar. Yeah, I'd switch to the pretty ones too. I was showing my friend one time the cockroaches in 2020 when I learned about it in 2020, and I was telling my alien friend about it, my fellow alien, and he was telling me that he wouldn't unalive the pretty roaches. He wouldn't do that. Like, but the other ones, yeah, they're just hideous. And also the roaches. I'll look it up, Liberty. Yeah, so Yeah, that is the shout out to this one. This thing's epic. All right, we'll look up catfish possum Kingdom Lake right now. I'll look it up. Whoa! Scared. Scared. Wow, those things are massive. Possum Kingdom Lake. I love that. I'm in Possum Kingdom Bayou. Hissing roach. This is the yeah. A girl in my class I knew since kindergarten. She had pet ones of those. Those things are really big. Oh, okay. She says people they do noodling. Oh, okay. All right. Great point, Alan. Great point. Marie, we're talking about roaches again for the other people. One night, Marie came in and everybody was sleeping, and I was telling her all about New Orleans and Mardi Gras and stuff, and then we got in a conversation about roaches, and she's in for the second conversation. But basically, Marie, what happened is that we're talking about fish, the abyssal fish, and we're talking about fish and roaches. Yeah, that's the hissing roach. And also, going back to the other thing we're talking about for a second, look at this, Marie. This is a big catfish. These people are catching these giant catfish in Possum Kingdom Lake, Texas. The gremlin zombie. Oh, I see what you're saying now. I'll go back to that. It's called the telescope fish. All right, this is the telescope fish. It's a rock star. Scared. Mugshot of deep sea telescope fish. You never knew they could get that big. All right, we'll look up the German roaches. Yeah, pearl eyes. All right, so this is the German roach, the Deutschland roach. And I like that pearl eyes. I suspect the telescope fish ate a sour gummy, and that's why it looks like that. Facts, Alan. Facts. Yes, that's the German roach. Scared. I don't know if I've seen that before. I think I've seen those things before. The German cockroaches are similar, smaller, lighter in color, and have dark stripes than the American cockroach. They also prefer different environments and reproduce at a different rates. Oh, okay, understood. And I'll make this point about the Liberty says, when I was growing up, we had roaches so big, one day I heard one chewing on an old biscuit, loud chewing. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Yeah, y'all have some big roaches over there. And we have some pretty big ones over here, too. But, yeah, I'm sure in Texas it's much, very intense. Despite their name, American cockroaches are native to Africa and the Middle East. They are believed to have been introduced to the Americas only from the 17th century onward as a result of human commercial patterns, including the Atlantic slave trade. All right, Marie, thank you. They're not really that big. Okay. Yeah, it really gross. Really, really gross. All right, so these are some more of them. Look at this one, Marie. It's transparent. You could see right through him. You could see right through his eyes. Marie said, you need a leash for one of those buggers. Liberty said, flying cockroach are just nasty. They are nasty. It's like a cockroach is scary enough, but when it starts flying, scared. That's when it's time to give the house to the roach. Yeah, and look at this. Transparent fish, ocean, strange patterns. Look at that one. Scared. 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 And then you have this one. This man, it's all puffed up. And then you have this one right here. Alan. Scared. And also, yeah, that is the vampire fish. Maybe the dragonfish. I thought that was the okay. I gotta look up the. Make sure I got this right. All right, that's the vampire fish. It's the viper fish, I think. But anyway, yeah. So that's the vampire fish. Okay, I'm getting it mixed up here. It's the vampire squid and the viper fish, I think. Let's see. No, let's see. Dragonfish. All right, it's the dragonfish. All right, so this right here is the dragonfish. Looks like a balloon. Marie said, never seen a cockroach fly. Grasshoppers are pretty scary too when they reach a certain size. Yes, they can be. I was chased by one time. I was in the jungle of my yard, and it took off and chased me into the back of the yard. Yeah, shout out to the tadpoles. Yeah, this is the dragonfish. It's very much smaller than it looks. And this is the vampire squid. Yes, Marie. Yes. This is the vampire squid. Yes, I like that. The fish reminds you of rock and roll days. They rock. All right, millennial. Thank you for coming. I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream and hung out with us. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, millennial. Right. So yeah, that's the squid. That's like an AI version of it. Those are some other ones showing. Hello, Kathy. Good to see you. And welcome to the chat. And I'm talking about various abyssal fish. And also, Liberty says, remember Alex Jones talking about the frogs turning gay? I read today the soy causing gender confusion. Not sure if the turned the frogs gay. All right, Liberty. So, soy in high quantities allegedly can cause, and I know this from an unbiased doctor on YouTube, that soy in high quantities can cause a high amount of estrogen in a person. And for men and women, it's good to have balanced hormones and not have like too much one or the other. So a balanced testosterone estrogen ratio is good for men and women. And it can cause a imbalance, but I don't know if it would cause to such an extent unless they took a large amounts of it. And basically, I don't know if it affects the sexuality of something. I don't. I think that has to do with something else. The soy is like a hormonal thing. The sexual orientation, it has to do with something else. Right. My opinion about it. But it can cause too much soy in something. Like they had the soy boy memes. It can cause people to not act right. Like it can act like a soy boy is like a degenerate like person that has nothing to do with gay or straight. But like a soy boy is like the trolls you have in chat, and they act like a bunch of whiny babies. But you could have like a gay person that acts like you know a masculine person that does like a football player or something. So this other thing with the soy stuff, it has to do with another spectrum, in my opinion. And also, Liberty says apparently it's a lot of foods, thus the term soy boy. There's something X about it today. And Liberty, you are correct though. Soy in the foods is not good for men or women in large quantities. And I do think what they're trying to do is cause a effeminization, nothing to do with gay or straight, but effeminization of men and women. Like if somebody's coming in, they want like a sissified person that's not going to fight. And Gender confusion. Okay, okay. Maybe it does cause that. It could cause a different gender thing. It's possible. I'm not familiar if it does that or not, but it may. It's possible. Thank you, Liberty. And I know about soy for many years, and soy is okay in moderation, and but too much of it's not good, in my opinion. Especially, and also in men. I wouldn't think it's good, or women. Either gender shouldn't have a too much of that. Right. Here's like the soy boy meme. And Liberty, I read what you said. I'm just explaining it to people because there's a big theory about the soy thing. So I know what you said about the gender confusion. As I said, I understand. But I was going about the history of soy. They thought it turned people this or that. But as I said, the other stuff, like what you're saying, yeah, I see what you're saying. It's not good. But I was just giving you a rabbit hole of the soy theory. What we eat is a big deal. Right, and Alan says that he is gay, which we knew, and he's not gender confused. Exactly. Like Alan, he's gay, but he's not one of these transgender people. It's a different spectrum. To like say the brain that regulates certain stuff, that the gender confusion or what you're talking about, that has to do with something else. Right. And yeah, okay. You got me? Okay, understood. And I'm not completely familiar about the gender stuff exactly how it works. But yeah, if you give somebody a bunch of soy, it's like not good for either gender. Because you would think that in a lot of things, like people say, is like men with the testosterone and women with the estrogen. But the thing is, with both genders, a balance of both is good. You need both. Like one is like a yin yang. You need one who can't live without the other. And the soy could possibly cause a unbalanced hormones. So with people. So, and as I said, there's a dispute about soy, but it's suggested to not consume too much. You know, like if you drink a bunch of soy, like tons of it would be bad. Like with anything, if you drink too much water, you'll drown. If you eat too much of anything, it's not good. Now, soy is used for a preservation of food, but basically, with this, you know, it could have problems if it's consumed too much. All right. Honestly, what can you eat these days? Food and claw, bird, flu, plastic, and fish. GM monocultures. Exactly. And also, Kathy, we're talking about Abyssal-Fish, and we're talking about. I'll show you the thing with the possums. There's something in Possum Kingdom Lake, and these are some big catfish. Yes, yes, I would think it does, Liberty. And a stranded life form said, I've been saying for years that consuming too much soy messes with people's brains. I think there's also something in Kool-Aid hair dye that does something too. Understood. Understood. Yeah, this is Possum Kingdom Lake, Texas. And you have these giant catfish that live in it. And also with something else, we're talking about roaches, so just brace yourself. This is the ladybug roach. That didn't go right. That didn't go right either. That was kind of strange. That was strange. I put ladybug roach, I put lady roach, and got something else. That was something interesting. So basically, Kathy, that is the. There's different variations of roaches, and you have one type that's like a ladybug. So that one is the ladybug roach. Yeah, the woman. We'll go back to that, but yeah. So yeah, Kathy, we have that, and also there's blue roaches. And yeah, look at that. It looks like a butterfly. So that's interesting. Yeah, and we're talking, and also the roaches came to America because of the slave trade. They came from Africa. Yeah, lady roaches. Yeah, that reminds me of a time where I. Yes, Kathy. Yes, the red one is a roach. Years ago, Ty sent my other friend Elijah that picture, and he was saying it was sexy. And he was saying, "You is so sick." That was hilarious. That was all the way back in 2016. So shout out to Ty and Elijah. That was hilarious. All right, we'll go back to Ladybug Roach. Yes, that is a roach. I'm giving Marie no mercy. The Spoon Lady has a YouTube channel. Yeah, so Kathy, yeah, that's the roach. And you see, it's different variations. So and there's 1% of the roaches that are a pest, and that's the roach that we got. The brown ones, that's a bad kind. That's a pest. That's only 1% of the cockroach population that came here. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see if Ladybug. Let's see if the beetle. All right. Scientists devise orders based on a few features, including the shape of an insect's body, legs, mouth, and head, and wings. And between roaches and beetles, they belong to different orders. Just by the way, so they aren't related, but interestingly, they have some similar ancestor. We have possums under the house fighting each other. Shout out to the possums. I hear them right now. And also, we're talking about the abyssal fish. Look at these scary fish. And she says, I tell my dog he looks like the spoon lady because he must have his teeth pulled. Oh, wow. That's hilarious. Oh, I will watch that Stranded. Thank you. I don't know. I have to look it up. All right. So, planetary alignments. They glow underwater. Like look at that. See, as bioluminescence, they glow. All right. So planetary alignment. All right. Watch Planetary Parade online for free. Planetary alignment. All right. So yes, there is a planetary alignment tonight. All right, Alan. Understood. Yes, there's going to be a planetary alignment on the January 25. Oh yeah, I love astronomy. Yeah, shout out to astronomy. Okay, and wrong one. All right, let's see how this goes. Watch Planetary Parade online. Okay, and Zero, we have some kind of a connection because I was just thinking about where you were for a second. That's some telepathy. Oh, and Kathy, I had a good time with the snow, and I made a couple of different snowmen. Oh, okay, we have to go to another part because I think that the website's causing a problem with their ads. Well, it looks like we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. The ads can make the stream a little buggy on this website. But yeah, Kathy, so I did very good with the snow. I mean, when you walk in a path in snow and it's kind of slippery. But as I said, I didn't see any snow when I was like the night before. I woke up to a whole white wonderland. So Kathy, I put I used the socks as gloves as mittens and it worked. Thank you. Thank you. I'm thankful for all the people up north that helped me out with the snow survival. You saw the micro snow person. I made a alien pirate snowman, and also I made a bigger snowman, like a 6 foot tall snowman, something like that. And I put a pirate hat on him. So there's a alien pirate snowman that's very small, and then there's this bigger one, and this looks like a giant girthy cone. Yeah, you've done that too. Yeah, and I love the stream that I was doing. I love the stream that I was doing in the yard because it was so cool. It was like being in a snow survival movie. I loved it, and the scenery was so beautiful. It really snowed heavy here, and everybody was. I was watching the chat and talking to. I wasn't talking because of the music in the background. I had to mute the stream, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah, Stranded thought that. Yeah, she was laughing at me, but she didn't really understand that people here love the snow whenever it happens. And sometimes people like snow. Like SC likes snow also. So it's like, yeah, she did laugh and it was funny. And there's some struggles of the snow where it kind of like you kind of walk and you kind of twist yourself a little bit because you step on something. And it's all in slow motion. It's a little bit slippery when you make a pathway in the snow. But I enjoyed it. I'm glad it snowed. I liked it. But yes, Stranded laughed because she deals with snow all the time, and for months and months. She's tough as iron, she's like a Russian alien, and it was. I'm glad she got a good laugh out of it. And Zero said it's the White Death, but look, the cats outside and the animals and the possums and oh, by the way, Kathy, the possums and the raccoons are okay. And the outside cats are okay too. But yes, there are struggles with the snow. I was trying not to slip. Da. Yeah. I was trying not to slip, and I had to walk like a penguin. And also Zero gave me some. He gave me a crash course on how to walk because it's like it's fun to walk in the snow, but when the snow clears, it's kind of like cringe. I remember, so Kathy, Alexa Rose was on my stream, and she kept on telling me to put gloves on because my hands are gonna like freeze to death, and they're gonna fall off. And Dwayne was there. He was very cool. He likes to build a snowman with his grandsons and his son. Yeah, I'm an alien penguin. Scared. And also, Kathy, there's a dead silence. And and I heard some chimes. And it's kind of like, I'm thinking that there's something going on. But it was just the wind. Yeah, but I enjoyed the scenery. I like playing in the snow. I do like the snow. I do like it, but it does have cons to it. Yeah, I do not want frostbite. We do not want that. 6 planets will be visible in the sky tonight, forming an astronomical alignment known as the Planetary Parade. You can watch it live online. Jupiter, Mars, Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn and Venus will meet up together on the same side of the sun in wide arc above the Earth, and most are visible to naked eye under clear night sky. In virtual telescope projects, Italy is offering viewers the chance to watch it during January 2025. Oh yes, Kathy, I love the silence. I love the silence. And where I am, it's kind of like a quiet, kind of secluded sometimes. Kathy, it was so relaxing to walk in the snow and the silence. I loved walking in the snow. Just after you make a pathway in the snow, that it turns into an ice road. But yes, I loved walking in the snow. I loved the scenery, and I always had an interest in like the snow and the Nordic, like in the winter wonderlands and stuff. I always liked the cold weather themed stuff. And I enjoyed the snow. It snowed in 2017 and over in other parts of the state. And also in 2013, and every year I think it like patches of snow would be seen, but nothing like this. And another thing that happened was shout out to Sound of Silence. That's a good song. And so I have a theory that the Earth goes through certain changes over time, and I think that we might see now in New Orleans it snows every 10 years or so, but we'll see if it snows more frequently because I've been seeing patches of it here and there, and the state has been getting more snow. So I'll wait and see if it snows more frequently, but it broke a record for sure. Marie said, I made a picture of Jupiter once. It looks, but really she said, it looks pathetic. If you know what it is, but I'm awful happy about that picture. Well, it's good that you drew that. And on YouTube, there's tutorials about how to draw things, and you can look at a tutorial about how to do it if you didn't know how to do it. Everything, see, Marie, everything takes practice, and you can teach yourself how to do those things. So you look at a tutorial on YouTube on how to do it. Everything is practice. Zero says, so I'm just under halfway with the gunner missions from Captain Jack Sparrow, and a little over a tenth of the way. Getting a storage might be useful. Yes, Zero. Thank you for the update, and that sounds awesome. We get snow every year here in Kentucky, but this year we got more snow and ice we have in the past 10 years. It snowed here in New Orleans more than it did in Alaska's biggest city. All right. Yeah, so Kathy, I love the silence. What do I think about the data centers that are being built, the AI data centers? Liberty, I'm not familiar completely with it. I think AI, like I created the bee, the hero bee with AI. So Marie and I invented a character, and it's the hero bee. So we invented that with AI. But I think that the AI getting out of hand, it could go down a path of doing something. It could go a bad way possibly. But if it's used for something good, I think that would be nice to see it being used for something good. If they do it, if it helps people solve problems and stuff. But I think that with the AI technology, it kind of reminds you of the Terminator situation. So I think that I'm cautious of that. I'm cautious. And I heard something about Elon Musk doing something where something about these data centers and stuff like that. And yeah, we just have to wait and see what happens because hypothetically, no, I was thinking of Stargate, not about what you're talking about. But the data centers, if it's used for something good, that's good. But it has to be monitored and all that something bad doesn't come out of it. And like I don't even know what it would be used for. But thank you, Liberty, for the question. Shout out to Hero B. Yeah, because Marie and I were, talking, messing around, joking around, and we came up with it. I have some more characters I'm going to create that y'all will see. All right. Yeah, Apple. So I would say to be cautious with AI. It could be used for something bad, maybe, but it could be used for something very good too. So just be cautious, but don't completely. Oh, okay. Don't be completely like for or against it because it'll be used for something good. But it'll learn and learn how you are, and it could be like say if you say like Winnie the Pooh got honey that was from Kansas and it wasn't true, and then you go and get canceled. It's like so. I think that the AI could be used. It could be a double-edged sword. Yeah, the Stargate. I've heard about some spiritual stuff about it that, and I've seen some things where with ChatGPT that alleged fallen like demonic ghost entities have entered those things. Like there's a Chat GPT that was claiming to be a person that was unalived in the Great Flood, and was talking about his experiences and stuff. So I think it could be from a spiritual perspective. I think it could be used for something nefarious. Possibly something nefarious could happen with it. But I think AI can be used for great things, and it's a great tool. And hopefully, it's used to help people solve problems, and nothing bad comes from it. But just be cautious if it's used by a government or used by a spiritual entity, or some glitch happens, or the AI itself, or something bad. Yes, you agree too, Liberty. Understood. Okay. AI definitely takes improving. It's still a bit stupid, but it's good to use for fun. I agree, Marie. Yes, I agree with that too. Starting 12:30 p.m. ET on Saturday, January 25, astrophysicist Gon Lucia Masi in the Virtual Telescope Project will stream the telescope live on his YouTube channel. And this type of astronomical alignment is fairly common, but it is this month's planetary parade where it will include Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus, which doesn't happen every year, while those four planets are bright enough to be seen by an uneyed. The spot Uranus and Neptune requires a pair of binoculars or a telescope. Zero says Terminator had a baby with the Matrix, while Truman Show had a baby with Ready Player One. Now those two babies met and made reality. Some crazy shit is going on, and we're always out of the loop. Period. Thank you, Zero. Very good point. But I will still make. I have some new characters I'm gonna make with AI, and I think it'd be used for a pretty cool tool. All right, so I want to check out something here. What's it called? Yeah. All right, so this is for like an aquarium. So all right, this is something really cool I want to rant about. All right, so this is like what you put in an aquarium. And for a fish, and I love that stuff you could put in an aquarium. Okay, I'll do that, Alan. Or you don't want me to do it. You're just kidding. Okay. Scared. Now I see. I like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I'm not against them. So basically, in the situation where the pirate theme, I remember it was like red and white. I wore the pirate costume when I was little with an eye patch. And after Pirates of the Caribbean, the outfits completely changed, but changed for the better. They're very cool outfits. But I still like the pirate stuff without the Pirates of the Caribbean influence. The original stuff was pretty cool too, but I love Pirates of the Caribbean also, and I love its influence over the topic. Like, look at that. It's a pirate underwater with his hat. So cool. It's a whole can of worms. Yeah, understood. And Stranded said, talking to someone at work, and he made a good point with AI. The California fires might not be real unless we go see it with our own eyes. Yeah, and basically, I know of people from the California fires that did lose everything, and there are a lot of people lost things over there, in my opinion. And basically, I do think AI possibly could be used to make things that don't are not really there. And I think that it's good to have the confirmation about the a fire or something like that, by people that are there that you confirm it. Because Stranded, Jordan Peele, he's very good at making Obama's voice, and they did an AI cover of putting Obama's face over his face, and it looked like Obama talking. They did it with Elon Musk. So hypothetically, Stranded, a California fire could be faked. A hurricane could be faked. You could have the Orange Man or the basement of Biden or any of these people or Kamala, anybody, or Clinton. You could have all these people, an AI person making it up. So Stranded, that's an excellent point. And take everything with a grain of salt and make sure there's absolute confirmation about something if it's real, especially in this day of age. Oh yeah, Jordan Peele. I like his movies. He did an Alien movie, and that was very cool that he did that. And also, basically, with Jordan Peele, very creative, very intelligent. I like his movies. And yeah, so look at this pirate. It glows in the dark. It's just so cool. And he's drinking his rum. I love these type of images. And I will get a fish tank at some point again. I had one and Kathy, I was talking about when I was in kindergarten. I had a girlfriend in kindergarten. That's when I started dating. And I told her about the red and blue goldfish that I had, and she thought it was so cool. That I had it looked like the American flag. So, and I had hermit crabs. All right, so we'll go. So Jordan Peele, he did a couple of different movies. He uses black actors. He is known for making movies about centered around black actors and things with the I say a black themed movie, and he's focused on topics about maybe political type stuff. But I'll show exactly the movies he did in his other window. Let's see. Uh, all right, so he did Get Out. He did Us. He did Nope. So Nope is like an alien movie, and Get Out has to do with a black guy that's dating the is a white lady, and this family is still practicing slavery, but in a different way, and she kidnapped these black boyfriends to make them into the slaves, and that's what the movie's like about. And yeah, and I know there could be political stuff in it, but I look at movies and see how the person like created it, and if the movie was good or not, without the like not thinking of political things of people, because I know people can be controversial, but I mean I'm against slavery and stuff like that, and racism. I mean I'm against that, but I think everybody is. But basically, yeah, very very creative and very good movies. Yes, but there could be political undertones that could trigger people. And yeah, now, and Marie, in my opinion, it's not a spoiler. I think that that is not a spoiler, in my opinion. It just summarizes what the movie's about. But yes, for the sake of argument, spoiler alert, yes. But basically, I think by this time period, it's okay to talk about it. Yeah, so those are very good movies he made. Yes. And Kathy, and I went to the other school that I did kindergarten again. I didn't fail kindergarten, but they thought that I had ADHD and stuff like that, so they wanted me to go to a school that was suited for that. So basically, I went to this other school, a very good school I went to for the kindergarten to 12th grade, and I repeated it. And I went to the other kindergarten. I made a girlfriend there, and I was a grade ahead of her. And there was one time where I went over and kissed her in class, and I got sent to the principal's office. Yes, Key and Peele. Yeah, yeah, that is funny. Yeah, thank you, Murray. All right, Pirate Skull. Yeah, this is the pirate skull in the aquarium. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, this is so cool. I always like sunken ship pictures of the pirate stuff because it's like the story behind those pirates and from long ago, and their skull is right there. So much history and so much stories to it. Yeah, and also you have this skull right here. That's another really cool one. And then you have the pirate ship. Yeah, that's really cool. I like these pirate ships you could put in the aquariums too. Yeah, the Mandela effect stuff is blowing my mind too. And Marie has gone down the rabbit hole with us. And Marie has talked to us about the pirate, I mean, about the Mandela effect. There's these different theories. So yes, we've talked about that here a lot, and Marie and I, we like to talk about it and the different opinions about what they could be. Now Marie thinks there may be a logical explanation for some of them or all of them, but she also understands that maybe there could be something paranormal about it too. She doesn't, who knows. Alan, in the beginning of the stream, I play a game. Sometimes I do a gaming stream when I do it the whole time. Other times I do it for just the beginning and then do these other topics. So yes, I still play it. And Zero and I were playing it earlier. Oh yeah, absolutely. You see, a lot of people are thinking the Mandela effect is wild. Scared. I like the fish tanks because it's like tropical. It's real tropical looking. Capri Law, I am delighted to see you. Welcome to the chat. I'm glad that you're here with us. And Capri Law, I'm having a good stream, and we're talking about fish tanks and movies and all kinds of eclectic things. Thank you, Capri Law. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you've been doing well, Capri. And shout out to you and your family. And also, so yeah, the Easter Island heads, there's a lot of different stories about that. There's a theory that we all were deleted in 2012 and jumped timelines, and hence the Mandela effect. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. In 2012, I remember hearing the blast from the sky. I remember hearing that horn phenomenon from the sky. That's what I remember. Thank you. I'm glad that you like the nerdy stuff. And thank you, Kathy. I love y'all too so much. It's really a dream come true. And Stranded gave some interesting information about the Easter Island heads and the alien origins about them, the possible alien origins. So there is this alien that came, or a god or whatever, and it taught these people this different information. It was a fish person, and it taught them about astronomy, and it talked to them about all of this different stuff that occurred. About sciences and things like that. And good night, Capri Law. Thank you for stopping by. So that's what basically this fish, a mythological creature, did. And it's kind of like an alien type creature, or a type of a god of some kind from those mythologies. And basically what happened was, thank you, Capri Law. I really appreciate that. And so the Easter Island heads, it's very strange how they were able to appear there. And that although there could be scientific explanations, it seems like possibly they could have had extraterrestrial help to move those things. Well, let's see how heavy the Easter Island head is. thank you, chat. And I really am grateful for y'all being here and encouraging words. And my journey in life in YouTube, it wouldn't have been the same without y'all. Capri says, dude, how can I leave when this is what you're talking about? I'm going to try to sneak back an after bed routine. All right. And also, I do the streams until Mary Toodles comes back. And she's doing a lot of work with the cats. She's been very busy, you know, and she really is great with the cats. And I so I will I'll do a late night stream later, probably for Sarah. It's gonna be very late. Y'all might be sleeping, I don't know. But yeah, if Capri, if you could catch the stream in a little bit, that's nice. But thank you for coming. So I'll tell you this right before you go, one more little thing. One more little thing. Between 10 to 12 metric tons, the Moai figures. The giant stone sculptures commonly weigh between 10 and 12 metric tons. Their average height is roughly 13 feet, but they range anywhere from 8 feet to an unfinished example over 70 feet high. Moai are characterized by long, sloping noses, strong brows, scared, deeply inset eyes, and the prominent chins. Right, and they're always looking towards the sky. They saw some great phenomenon, and I saw a UFO before. It was a blue orb sphere. Alan said vibration and frequency is how those ancient monuments were moved. Look it up. Right, and I think that thank you for telling us about that. It had to be created by those kind of things, by the supernatural and the alien abilities that they had. And yes, Liberty, everything happens for a reason, and that we're all here. Vibrations that are regular and predictable, like pendulums, are called periodic. Periodic vibrations are the heart of music and human speech, and most any other sound where humans perceive pitch. Frequency is the measure of how often cycles repeat, the number of cycles in a given amount of time. Yeah, and I believe that they had extraterrestrial help. And, these are the island heads. Scared. And they're so fascinating. I love the tropical islands, and I love the different stuff that they have. And it's just so cool that these people are able to do it, and whatever aliens help them, it's really great to go and study about these things. And also, Capri, everybody else saw this, but I'll show you. Look at this Abyssal-Fish. You could see right through it. Isn't that so cool? Yeah, Liberty. You see, they like to do censorship and hide the truth from people. So, yeah, just they always try to silence the truth. It's so cringe. So, thank you for sharing that with us, Liberty. Have you seen a water molecule move under different vibrations and frequencies? Yes. I've seen that before. I think I have, at least. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the deep sea is wild. Yes, absolutely. All right, so yeah, you see, so vibrations and frequencies moving objects. Marie said the fish looks like a submarine. Had to look closer to see if someone was sitting inside. Well, maybe a little green man was sitting inside. But yeah, so you could use these frequencies to cause things to float. That's so cool. Yeah, so back to this crazy fish. Alan, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. So I'm glad that you could hit the like button 1,000 times if you could. So that's like the example of it. Yeah, the police do use frequencies for crowd control. That's true. And we'll look this up again with the this Abyssal-Fish. Right. So basically, you have this right here, this Abyssal-Fish, and yeah, it looks like there's some little green men inside of it. Absolutely. And you got this gnarly looking one, and then I'll show you the telescope one. Shout out to Mary Toodles that has come in here. And I would think fresh, Liberty. That's what I would get. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be getting. All right, so you got this right here. This is the telescope fish. It looks crazy. Chat said hello to Mary. All right. Yeah. Helping all the cats in the snow. And so before I go, we'll go to this little part right here. We'll go to the frequency. Yeah, so that frequency could cause these things to float. It's so cool. Absolutely, Marie. Absolutely. All right. And also, it is time for the dinner part of the spaceship. So I'm going to do a very late night stream probably to reach the Sarah in Japan and them. I'm not quite entirely sure, but so basically, I'm going to be. We were going to be ending it now because the stream cycle has finished, and I really love the crowd and the enthusiasm, and I really am glad that y'all came here. So many of you. And I agree, Marie. It's about what horror movies are made of course. And we talked about Jordan Peele's movies, and we talked about all kinds of eclectic stuff. I really, really like the crowd. I really enjoyed the stream this time. All right, so basically, I'll be shutting down the stream now. Thank you to the viewers and the mods, keeping the trolls in check, and wrapping up with the bow on top. And let's see, I could do this, and also peace. All right, so those are some balloons that the computer produces when I do that. All right, it could tell like what I'm doing with motion activation. I'm talking to everybody. All right, so all right, until the next one, or see y'all really late. All right, so have a great weekend, everybody.